Hey guys, I'm Randy.
And I'm Daniel.
We're two lifelong friends and musicians, but when we're not playing gigs, we like to talk games.
And today we have some things to discuss. There's going to be some changes around here. And Randy, bring us into it.
Yeah, guys, so we have a lot of stuff. We do have a little list of stuff we're going to work on. Hopefully we can get to all of it here. But essentially, a while back, we moved the Gaming Gig podcast to being live on stream. And we did that in order to make it sort of more sustainable.
Yeah, and we do think that on one hand that was good, and that it did work. On one hand, it did make it more sustainable, but we've had some realizations recently that maybe we'd like to move in a slightly different direction with the channel. And when I say maybe, we are doing that.
Yeah, definitely. We are going to be changing the Gaming Gig podcast. We're going to be rebranding it from the Gaming Gig podcast to I guess you could think of it as a different channel, a different thing. It's just only a slightly different thing, really. But it's going to be called something different. It's going to be called Gaming Gig Chats.
Yeah, so let that sink in for a second.
Gaming
Gig Chats. Okay? Now, that means a lot of things. For starters, it does mean that Thursday, which has been our podcast night for some time, will go back to being a regular stream night. So that means another night of games. Another night of chatting, whatever we want to do, right? A little bit of freedom there. And I kind of think that's the theme of the move, Randy. Freedom.
Yeah, freedom
for us.
Yes.
Options.
We don't, obviously the Gaming Gig chat stuff will be sticking around. We'll be doing gaming conversations, but it's going to be a little bit broader, and it's not going to be so structured as what the Gaming Gig podcast has been. It will not be live on Twitch. It will be pre-recorded, and it will be released on the Gaming Gig chats channel on YouTube. But yeah, like Daniel said, and it's going to be a little more free. It's not just going to be weekly gaming news. It's still going to be gaming conversations, and it may be gaming news sometimes, but it may be some other things. We have a lot of ideas for this.
Yeah, I mean, some of the things we've thought about is, we do want to react and give thoughts to things that happen in the gaming industry. If that's news related, then so be it. If it's an event like, I don't know, the Game Awards are coming up, right? We'll talk about that a little later. We want to be able to jump on and just have kind of a little more of an off-the-cuff conversation about this sort of things. Kind of, if I'm being honest, kind of like we do in our real lives anyway.
Right, exactly. Which was really the whole idea of starting Gaming Gig in the first place, was so that we could have these off-the-cuff, unscripted conversations about whatever in gaming we were interested in. That kind of morphed into a weekly gaming podcast, but we kind of want to just do something slightly different with it. Now, that being said, if you are like a big, longtime fan of the podcast, first of all, thank you so much. And I do want to assure you that, like we said, content is not ending. It's just going to be changing.
Yeah. And, I don't think that you should expect it to necessarily come out on any sort of schedule.
Yeah, that's one of the things, no schedule.
Yeah, it'll just kind of be when we want to put something out, we'll put something out, right? When something big happens that we feel like reacting to it, I think that's probably when we'll text each other and be like, jump on the damn camera, bro.
We're gonna talk about this. Exactly.
Yeah.
But like we mentioned, it's going to be a little more free form. So sometimes it will be me and Daniel having a conversation that's going to feel very much like the Gaming Gig podcast. In fact, we will be having one of those conversations, and it will be released over the weekend because we'll be reacting to the Game Awards.
Yeah.
So that'll be the first Gaming Gig chats video.
Yeah. If you're watching this video on the day it goes up, which is that would be Thursday, December the 12th, 2024. The Year of the Dragon, I do believe. We'll be streaming the Game Awards tonight over on twitch.tv/gaminggig at around 8 p.m. Eastern. That's when we start streams on a usual night, but the Game Awards has like a pre-show that starts a little early, and we'll probably jump on for that too. So if you come around 8, you'll be able to catch us.
Yeah. So like I was saying, sometimes it will be me and Daniel, but I'm addicted to gaming news, and I just may not be able to help it, but sometimes make a video where I talk about whatever random gaming news happens throughout the week. I may still be able to do those. So, gaming news isn't going away, but also we want to be able to have conversations about gaming in general. Like we said, have some guests on where we talk about maybe some Twitch stuff, maybe some YouTube stuff, maybe just some gaming stuff in general. Lots of general gaming content. And I'm looking forward to it. I think it should be a lot of fun, but it will be a little different than the Gaming Gig podcast.
Yeah, I mean, that's, we've had some conversations recently about maybe some things we would potentially change about the podcast or some directions we might take it in. This is obviously where we kind of landed. One of the things we talked about is that we've met a lot of really cool people, and it would be nice to have people on and not necessarily do an interview, but just have a conversation, you know. Hell, maybe these two stupid rednecks in the woods can learn something. Okay.
That would be nice. But there is some like shopkeeping we got to do around here. So we have been offered memberships for basically podcast channel members for the past number of months. So we will be pausing memberships or stopping memberships for the time being, just because that's been the setup, right? We have the podcast, and then members got a weekly bonus podcast every week. So because we won't be doing the podcast anymore, we will be stopping memberships. They may come back in the future, but for right now, we will be pausing them.
Yeah, but don't be scared, because we are going to still be making a weekly bonus video for all of our members for every week in December. So, you know, if you paid for December, we're going to make sure that you get what you signed up for.
Right. We're still going to be giving those, but in January, there will be no more memberships, and there will be no more bonus videos for members.
That is correct.
Yeah,
that being said, you know, all of you guys that have been members, we appreciate the holy crap out of you. That's just like, anytime somebody, whether it's on Twitch or on YouTube or whatever, anytime somebody gives us their hard-earned money for the dumb crap we say on the internet around the frame of gaming, I am beyond appreciative and floored, quite honestly. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and also just a big thank you to everyone who's watched the Gaming Egg podcast. Our last one was episode 150. We did 150 straight weeks of the podcast. It was a roller coaster for sure, but it was so much fun, and we're glad you were there for it. And like I said, I know it's kind of like bittersweet. The podcast is ending, but we will still be putting stuff out there. So don't be like too discouraged, you know, thinking that the podcast is completely over, because the vibes are not over. We're still going to be here giving out the same vibes we always have.
Oh my God, the vibes! Of course what? No shit, Randy. Of course the vibes aren't going to stop. Okay, and not only will they continue on this channel under a new name, but we've already told you about Twitch. But I just want to remind you, we do that a lot, right? We stream over on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. We both absolutely love it, and that's not stopping anytime soon, unless, you know, God willing and the creek don't rise. So
right.
if you want some vibes, I mean, that's one place you can get them. Randy, is there any other place they could get vibes?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the vibes are immaculate over on our Discord server. Look, there's an invite link. It'll be in the description of this video. By the way, I will be putting this out as an audio version on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, basically everywhere. So if you haven't listened to the audio version of the podcast, the Gaming Gig Chats videos, the ones that are upcoming, they will not be coming to Spotify, Apple. They will not be going there. They'll be going to YouTube only. So if you're a person who listens to the podcast on that, you want to make sure you go over and make sure you have a subscription, or not a subscription, but subscribe to YouTube, the Gaming Gig Chats channel, so that you can hear our future conversations.
Yes, and I just want to make sure that was clear, because Randy said he's going to put this out on audio. He means this video, right?
This
video
video
we're making
yes,
right now. So
this one.
Just to reiterate, Gaming Gig Chats will not have an audio-only version. So we really hope that you will come check us out on the YouTube channel and continue to enjoy what we do over there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's pretty much it, guys. Gaming Gig Podcast is becoming Gaming Gig Chats. We'll still be making content, but it will be on a less scheduled basis. I'm not going to say it's going to be less regular. Who knows? It may be more regular. I don't know. It may be more frequent. I'm not sure. But it'll just be less scheduled. It won't be every week at the same time. It just won't be that anymore.
Right. Well, Randy, did we get everything? I mean, that was a really long video. I mean, if somebody made it all the way to the end of that video, like, wouldn't it be cool if there was like some sort of way that they could like communicate that to us in some sort of inside joke that helps to foster a community? Yeah,
guys, if you've been around for a while, you remember the 3 for Dale Club. We eventually took the 3 for Dale Club off the end of the podcast. I don't know why we did that.
I don't know why we did that either. Just the idea of bringing it back for this video made me happy. So I don't know why. I don't know what we were thinking.
So here's the deal, guys. For this video, and this video only, here we're bringing it back. The 3 for Dale Club is our secret society, essentially. Basically what it is it's our secret code that lets us know that you made it all the way to the end of the video.
That's right. All you got to do to join is to drop us a comment and say whatever the hell you want to say. But just make sure you include the code phrase 3, the number 3, for the word Dale. 3 for Dale, baby.
That's right. It lets us know
3.
There you go, guys. We would love to see your 3 for Dales in the comments. It would make us very happy.
6 Winston Cups, baby.
All right, guys. Please look forward to Gaming Gig Chats. We're looking forward to doing it for you. Like we said, the first Gaming Gig Chats will be coming out over the weekend where we talk about the Game Awards, about whatever happened. So
that's right. We'll be breaking down how Balatro won Game of the Year. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, guys. Well, I do believe that brings us to the end of it here. So until we see you on Gaming Gig Chats, I'm Randy.
And I'm Daniel.
And this has been Gaming Gig.
Peace out.